King Charles just made an announcement that shocked the world. Due to the king's ill health,
King Charles just made an announcement that shocked the world. Due to the king's ill health, speculations about the future of the monarchy and possible abdication have been going on for some time now. Finally, the king shared his thoughts on this matter. What has he revealed? Is his reign heading towards a sudden end? And what lies ahead in the future for the monarchy? Let's find out. King Charles is a monarch. King Charles III is the 62nd British monarch to serve over the past 1,200 years. Queen Elizabeth nominated Charles to succeed her in the non-hereditary role in April 2018. On September 8, 2022, Prince Charles became King Charles III following the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth, who held the crown for more than 7 decades. Charles ascended the throne at age 73 after being the longest-serving monarch in waiting, making him the oldest person to assume the office in British history. He was officially crowned king on the 6th of May, 2023 at a ceremony held at St. James's Palace near Buckingham Palace. He is the 40th monarch to be crowned in London's Westminster Abbey, and the ceremony has been held for 900 years. That day, he also became head of the Commonwealth of Nations, the 53-country association of Britain and its former colonies. Due to his philanthropic interests, Charles invited more than 850 community and charity representatives to the ceremony. Before taking the throne, Charles had promised to have a multi-faith coronation to respect the religious diversity and multicultural nature of the modern United Kingdom. He held to this promise by including a preface to the coronation oath stating that the Anglican Church will seek to foster an environment where people of all faiths and beliefs may live freely. During the ceremony, Charles pledged to serve the country, protect the Protestant religion, and preserve the Church of England as the official coronation oath required. At the coronation, the Archbishop of Canterbury placed St. Edward's crown, a bejeweled solid gold creation weighing nearly 5 pounds, on Charles's head. This coronation crown was last worn during his mother's 1953 coronation and won't be used again until it is placed on the head of the next sovereign. Charles used the lighter imperial state crown afterward, which his mother and grandfather also wore during their coronations. The coronation of King Charles refocused attention on the responsibilities of Britain's monarch and revived the central question about the country's centuries-old system of government: what does the king do? The king is a constitutional monarch and the figurehead of the United Kingdom. This means his roles are quite different from those of historical kings and queens. The king is known for his sense of duty and has devoted his life to serving his country. Service under Britain's constitutional monarchy: the king is head of state but must remain politically neutral and leave policymaking to the elected parliament. He must follow the government's advice and not act on his opinions. But even in his largely ceremonial job, Charles performs several duties integral to running the UK. His most visible role is at the annual state opening of Parliament, where the monarch sets out the government's agenda in a formal address. The government writes the speech, which contains a summary of the legislation proposed for the forthcoming parliamentary session. Charles first delivered the King's Speech in November 2023, although he delivered the last Queen's Speech of his mother's reign on her behalf in 2022 when she dropped out due to health issues. The monarch also gives royal assent to bills passed by Parliament, meaning that all legislation must receive his sign-off to become law. He also plays a similar role in appointing new prime ministers and cabinet members. The sovereign also dissolves Parliament before a general election and invites the leader of the party that won to become prime minister and to form a government. 2 days before her death on September 8, 2022, Charles's mother, Queen Elizabeth, appointed Liz Truss to what turned out to be only a 6-week term as prime minister. The monarch also holds a weekly private audience with the prime minister and can express political opinions, but what is said must remain confidential. The meetings, which usually occur on Wednesdays at Buckingham Palace, are expected to continue during Charles's outpatient cancer treatment, although they may be conducted remotely. Another of the monarch's visible duties as head of state is hosting world leaders during their visits to the UK. Beyond that, the king is expected to symbolize national identity, unity, and continuity. Every year, the monarch leads Remembrance Day ceremonies to honor members of the armed forces who were killed while fighting for the country. Charles is also head of the Commonwealth, a loose association of 56 countries, most of which were former British colonies or once under British rule. That role, too, is mostly ceremonial. King Charles's background: she set an example of selfless duty which, with God's help, before we make this shocking announcement, let's do a background check on King Charles and know who he is. King Charles is the eldest child of the late Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. He was born on the 14th of November, 1948 at Buckingham Palace, London, England. As the oldest child of Elizabeth and Prince Philip, King Charles spent his entire life in the public eye. On the 6th of February, 1952, at the age of 3, he became heir apparent when his mother ascended the throne. When Charles was 9 years old, he was given the title Prince of Wales and Earl of Chester, and he held the title for more than 60 years. Charles's parents chose to send him to school, making him the first heir to receive an outside education rather than one from private tutors. He attended several schools, including a private boarding school in Scotland and 2 terms as in Charles was an exchange student in Melbourne in 1956. He went to the Hill House School in London before heading off to boarding school at the Chim School the following year. Beginning in 1962, Charles changed schools to go to Gordonstoun in Scotland. Charles then studied archaeology, anthropology, and history at Trinity College, part of the University of Cambridge, from 1967 to 1970. He was the first heir to the British Crown to earn a bachelor's degree. In addition to his studies, he was active in campus life, involving himself in several activities such as polo. After receiving his degree in 1970, Charles embarked on a career in the military, following in the footsteps of his father, grandfather, and great-grandfathers. He served in the Royal Navy. Charles joined the Royal Naval Air Station for helicopter training during the mid-1970s. He was eventually promoted to Group Captain for the Royal Air Force in 1995 and left the military with the rank of Air Chief Marshal. King Charles has been married twice, first to Lady Diana Spencer and then to Camilla Parker Bowles. The now former Prince of Wales married Lady Diana Spencer, who became the Princess of Wales, on July 29, 1981. The couple had 2 sons, Prince William and Prince Harry. They later separated, and their marriage was dissolved in 1996. On August 31, 1997, the princess passed away in a car crash in Paris. He later married his longtime partner, Camilla Parker Bowles, on April 9, 2005. When Charles became king, she became queen consort, in accordance with the wishes of the late queen. Following the coronation, she became known as Queen Camilla. King Charles's life has not been without challenges. He has faced tremendous difficulties as a monarch, with much speculation about his reign and the monarchy's future. The most prominent of these challenges has been his current health issues. The United Kingdom was first alerted about this problem on January 2, 2024, when Buckingham Palace announced that King Charles was starting a corrective procedure for an enlarged prostate. An enlarged prostate is prevalent among men over the age of 50, and medical practitioners revealed that this condition affects how one urinates and does not usually present a serious health problem. It was emphasized that it is not cancer and does not lead to an increased risk of developing prostate cancer. However, during his treatment, it was discovered that the condition was not prostate-related but something more serious and terminal. In February 2024, King Charles was diagnosed with cancer and began treatment shortly afterward. Although the type of cancer has not been revealed, the king had patronized several cancer-related charities when he was Prince of Wales. His Majesty chose to share his diagnosis to prevent speculation and in the hope that it may assist public understanding for all those around the world affected by cancer. The report states that the king began regular treatments and postponed public duties. A palace journalist reported that the 75-year-old monarch remained positive about his treatment and looked forward to returning to full public duty as soon as possible. Did you know King Charles silently suffered from another disease years before becoming king? According to an insider report, there has long been speculation about Charles's swollen fingers, with some suggesting that they were caused by fluid buildup or arthritis. In 2003, King Charles had a hernia operation at a private hospital. During an online interview, he said, "Hernia today, gone tomorrow." It was later rumored that King Charles did not fully recover from this ailment, although he was discharged the next day. Subsequently, in 2008, it was reported that Prince Charles had a non-cancerous growth removed from the bridge of his nose. This growth caused him serious pain, and he also encountered difficulty breathing. You must have heard of one of the most deadly diseases called coronavirus, which stormed the entire world, claiming millions of lives in 2020. Did you know that King Charles contracted this disease? According to research, Charles has contracted COVID-19 twice but officially said that he only suffered mild symptoms each time. In March 2020, he was isolated at home in Scotland during the early days of the global pandemic in the United Kingdom, before vaccines were available. Aside from King Charles's recent battle with his health and other silent mishaps in the palace, you need to know something about the royal family. Want to find out more? Then you should remain glued to your screens. Did you know that the royal family has a long history of cancer and other serious diseases? Members of the royal family are thought to keep quiet about their health problems, but the king is not the first to have been diagnosed with a serious condition in later life. After the news of King Charles's health issue, an anonymous insider researched the history of the royal family's health problems. Consequently, it was discovered that there had been a history of cancer in Charles's family. Several British royals have been diagnosed with various forms of cancer since the start of their family's reign. The report revealed that King George V, the father of the late Queen Elizabeth II, had lung cancer. This was not all. Edward VII, King George's brother, suffered from throat cancer as well. Away from King Charles, Princess Catherine, Princess of Wales, also faced grave health concerns. It was later revealed that Catherine, Princess of Wales, was undergoing cancer treatment. Kensington Palace announced in January 2024 that Catherine underwent a planned abdominal surgery for an undisclosed medical condition at a London clinic. This condition was initially believed to be non-cancerous. The surgery was successful, but tests afterward indicated that cancer had been present. It is unclear if the cancer was detected early. On the advice of her medical team, she started preventive chemotherapy. Because of these health challenges, Catherine postponed her public engagements and duties through March of that year. The subsequent speculation about her absence from public view prompted various conspiracy theories about her health and garnered extensive media attention. The speculation started after William withdrew from the Thanksgiving service of his godfather, Constantine II of Greece, where he was slated to speak, citing an undisclosed personal matter. The princess announced on March 22, 2024, through a video message filmed by BBC Studios, that post-operative tests had found cancer, and the palace said she had been undergoing chemotherapy since late February. Her medical leave from public engagements was subsequently extended. However, she made her first public appearance soon after. Princess Catherine made her public appearance after her cancer diagnosis at the 2024 Trooping the Colour in June. She had mentioned in a letter released by Kensington Palace the previous day that she was still undergoing treatment. Despite her condition, she continued to work with occasional appearances over the following months. In a video message on September 2024, Catherine revealed that she had completed her chemotherapy treatment and was looking forward to resuming public engagements in the following months. Remarkably, the love of the people for Princess Catherine became even stronger in the face of her struggle and resilience. Millions of people around the globe admired her strength, dedication, and ability to maintain dignity even when faced with trials gracefully. Despite her sickness and temporal absence from the public spotlight, she remained the people's favorite and an iconic symbol of true royal power, continuing to shine. In October 2024, Princess Catherine resumed active public engagement after completing her chemotherapy treatment as the Duchess of Cambridge. According to the latest update on Princess Catherine's health, the Princess of Wales revealed she was in remission from cancer. Cancer Research UK says the word remission means that there is no sign of the cancer after treatment. Before sharing the news, she visited the Royal Marsden Hospital where she was treated. In a social media message, Catherine expressed relief and said she remained focused on recovery. Earlier, during her visit to the Royal Marsden Hospital in West London, Catherine thanked staff and empathized with cancer patients about the tough treatment but reassured them there was light at the end of the tunnel. King Charles III's shocking bombshell cancer diagnosis has turned minds to the question of what happens if he becomes unable to fulfill his constitutional duties. Although the king withdrew from public events after his cancer was revealed, he still carried on his constitutional role as head of state, performing his official paperwork and his weekly meetings with the Prime Minister throughout his treatment. But what happens if he becomes seriously ill and incapacitated? There are three options: councillors of state, regency, and abdication. First, King Charles can delegate some or most of his royal functions to councillors of state, as happens most commonly when traveling overseas. Two councillors of state act jointly in exercising royal powers such as ascending to laws, receiving ambassadors, and holding privy council meetings. The councillors of state are the sovereign's spouse and the next four adults in line of succession to the throne: Queen Camilla, Prince William, Prince Harry, Prince Andrew, and Princess Beatrice. However, Prince Harry is excluded outside the United Kingdom, and in practice, Prince Andrew and Princess Beatrice are not called on to act as they are not working royals. This leaves only Queen Camilla and Prince William to perform the role. A law was passed in the UK in 2022 to add Princess Anne and Prince Edward to the list. Councillors of state may carry out most of the sovereign's functions while he is ill, but they cannot dissolve Parliament except on his instruction, and they cannot create peers. Whether they can appoint a Prime Minister remains a matter of debate. Significantly, they cannot exercise powers concerning the king's other realms such as Australia. The second option is a regency. This occurs if the king, because of the infirmity of mind or body, becomes incapable for the time being of performing the royal functions. The sovereign does not control when or for how long a regency occurs. Instead, it is initiated by a declaration of three or more: the sovereign's spouse, the Lord Chancellor, the Speaker of the House of Commons, the Lord Chief Justice of England, and the Master of the Rolls. The Regency Act requires Prince William to be regent, as he is the next adult in line of succession to the crown. The regent has the powers of the king concerning the United Kingdom but cannot change the order of succession to the crown. The Regency Act does not give the regent powers over realms such as Australia and New Zealand. New Zealand resolved the problem by inserting a section into its Constitution Act, which provides that whoever is made regent under the law of the UK may perform the royal functions of the sovereign to New Zealand. Australia, however, has done nothing in this regard, so a British regent would have no powers concerning Australia. The final option for an incapacitated monarch is abdication. This leads to difficult questions about how an abdication would operate in each realm. A monarch abdicating today would be more complicated than King Edward VII's abdication in 1936. When King Edward abdicated in 1936, it was achieved by both a signed instrument of abdication and the enactment of legislation to which the various realms, including Australia, assented. This is impossible today, as the UK can no longer legislate concerning Australia. Because of the potential constitutional messiness of dealing with the king's role in his 14 realms beyond the United Kingdom, abdication would likely be avoided. But now, it doesn't seem so, given the recent health conditions in the royal family. It was rumored that King Charles might abdicate soon, and Queen Camilla, on the other hand, may leave royalty for good. Although these rumors have no authentic source, there might be an atom of truth in this speculation. How would an abdication work? If the king were to step down, his eldest son, Prince William, would automatically become the monarch, with his 11-year-old son, Prince George, next to the throne. This would be followed by 99-year-old Princess Charlotte and 6-year-old Prince Louis. In British history, only 4 monarchs have abdicated, the most recent being King Edward, who stepped down in 1936 to marry the twice-divorced socialite Wallis Simpson. This paved the way for the late Queen Elizabeth II's father to become king. While such occurrences are rare, several European monarchs have abdicated their thrones in recent years in favor of their younger heirs. On New Year's Eve of 2024, Margaret II announced her abdication as Queen of Denmark, citing recent back surgery as her reason, with her son succeeding her as King Frederick I on January 14 of that year. In 2014, Juan Carlos I of Spain left the throne in disgrace amid allegations of affairs, indiscretions, and financial wrongdoings. This followed the 2013 abdications of Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands and King Albert II of Belgium. At the same time, Emperor Akihito left his throne in Japan. In 2029, due to his age and ill health, there are speculations that King Charles may step down owing to his ongoing battle with cancer, making way for Prince William. There's also the concern of whether it will be the right decision. The speculation has been ongoing, and Prince William has been having meetings and training with the king on how to handle the affairs of the monarchy. This was way before the king was diagnosed with cancer. According to the report, the training now indicates only one thing: Prince William is preparing to take over earlier than expected as his father battles cancer. Subsequently, a royal insider said it would be the best decision for the king to step down, and that no one expects King Charles III's tenure to last much longer, given that his health could take a dramatic turn for the worse at any time. King Charles, battling health challenges, was recently seen in a rare emotional state during a church visit, reigniting rumors about his potential abdication. The monarch's appearance has fueled concerns about the future of the British monarchy, as insiders hint at the possibility of a transition of power to Prince William. During a service at St. Mary Magdalene Church in Norfolk, King Charles appeared visibly distressed while speaking with Reverend Paul Williams. Witnesses noted that the king, typically composed and cheerful at public events, was seen with his head in his hands during the conversation. An insider revealed to New Idea magazine that King Charles was visibly emotional. At one point, he looked stressed, which concerned the Reverend. Charles is generally very happy and positive when he attends Sunday service, so this was a real departure from the norm. This somber display has added to growing worries about the king's health and ability to continue fulfilling his royal duties. Discussions have focused on how best to handle the monarchy's future should King Charles decide to step down. If King Charles does abdicate, his son and heir, Prince William, is seen as a ready and capable successor. The Prince of Wales has long been involved in royal duties and has garnered public support, making him a strong candidate for the throne. The king's recent public display has underscored the weight of his role and the pressures of balancing his health with his responsibilities. While abdication remains speculative, the preparations behind the scenes highlight the monarchy's commitment to continuity. But King Charles recently made an announcement that sent shockwaves across the world. What could that be? Is it positive or negative news? Let's find out. As King Charles celebrated his third Christmas last year since ascending the throne in 2022, speculation continued to swirl around the future of the British monarchy, particularly regarding the role of his eldest son, Prince William. According to insiders, the 76-year-old monarch has been preparing for a smoother transition of power, making crucial plans for his son's eventual ascension. Recently, King Charles finally dropped a shocking bombshell that would change the course of the monarchy forever. During the king's annual address, which many in Britain and the public eagerly awaited, King Charles might give a deeply personal speech about the monarchy's future. In his speech, King Charles will address his son's future role, possibly hinting at the potential for abdication. Some experts believe that this will be the right moment for King Charles to pass the baton to William, especially given the king's ongoing battle with cancer, which is set to continue into this year. 2025 royal biographer Sally Bedell Smith, who spoke to People magazine, highlighted that Prince William has already begun taking on more responsibilities. Although the king is carrying out his duties with typical determination, he has had to accept limitations during his cancer treatment as the monarchy braces for the inevitable future transition. Charles is not only preparing Prince William for his upcoming role but is also offering invaluable support to Kate as she navigates her future responsibilities as Queen. As a result, Prince William has been taking on more responsibilities, and he and Kate have been preparing for their future roles sooner than expected. This shift in duties has also prompted reports of private discussions within the royal family. According to sources, King Charles and the Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, recently held a private meeting regarding the monarchy's future. The two have grown particularly close this year as both have faced personal battles with cancer. A royal insider shared with Radar Online that Princess Kate and King Charles had a private meeting about her stepping up sooner than expected. Their bond is incredibly strong as they've been a source of immense support to each other during their health struggles over the years. Princess Kate has significantly influenced King Charles's public image. King Charles has reportedly been learning from Kate's approachable nature, which has significantly impacted him during their time together. Sources suggest that Kate has encouraged Charles to show his lighter side to the public, a shift that observers note has brought out a more personable side of the monarch. As conversations within royal circles intensify, there is a noticeable increase in anticipation regarding the future roles of Prince William and Kate Middleton. Many observers believe that they are considering stepping into even larger responsibilities. Palace officials have been thoughtfully discussing the possibility of a gradual transition of duties, signaling a shift in focus towards the next generation of the royal family. This idea isn't just a casual topic of conversation, it reflects a considered approach to ensuring that William and Kate are well prepared for the evolving demands of their positions. Sources close to the palace have suggested that concrete plans are already in motion to equip the couple with the necessary skills and public exposure for their future roles. This proactive strategy has become a significant priority for palace staff, highlighting a commitment to fostering a seamless transition of power by promoting William and Kate's involvement in various royal engagements and supporting their development. The monarchy seeks to uphold its traditions and remain relevant in modern society. The couple's ascension to greater responsibilities will likely impact their personal lives and the broader perception of the monarchy as they take on these new roles. There is a collective hope that they will bring fresh perspectives and a sense of approachability that resonates with the public. The growing expectation that they will move into their expanded roles shortly adds an exciting dimension to the royal narrative, promising a transition period marked by both challenges and opportunities. As King Charles navigates the challenges of his health and the expectations of his position, the possibility of abdication brings uncertainty and hope for a smooth transition. The coming months will be crucial in determining the next steps for King Charles and the British monarchy, leaving the world to watch closely as this historic chapter unfolds. What can you say about King Charles's health challenges? Do you think abdication is the right decision? Feel free to share your views in the comments below. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe before you go.